At first, maybe I grew up in a small village in France, in Normandy, and after I go near the border of Switzerland, and I discover movie on television because there was no cinema, and it was very late on the TV, so sometimes I sleep during the movie, but I saw Orson Welles, the big directors, at first on television. And but it was really great, and I was very lucky because I have my older sister was in Paris in the school Les Beaux-Arts, the big school of art from Paris, and she's now a photographer, but she decided at one moment to shoot a movie, movie without sound, and I play in the movie as an actress. So I start as an actress, and we shoot during many summers. I was quite young, maybe 13, 14, and I discover how to make a movie at this moment. And what interests me the most was not acting. Even I like that until now. Sometimes I act for friends, but I was very interested by the camera, by the mise en scène, where we have to put the camera, how directed actors, how everything. As a director, was really passionate me, and at this moment I start thinking about making movies. But at first, I think maybe I just love movie and just I'm a cinephile. It's not the same. So I decide to buy a video camera. So I work during holidays. And with the money, I shoot a feature film. I was maybe 15 during 2 summers. And it was with a young girl in the mountain in Le Jura in France. And I write during the day, during the evening, and we shoot the day after. And it was really fantastic because all my family is in the movie, my father, my sister, my brother, and it was really a family movie, like a Casavetes film in a way. And but with the experience with my sister, it was also like that because we have no money, so we do everything. The set, we build, we paint the set, we with the costume. So it was no money film. It was really cheap, and but we did it, and it was the same with my feature film. And I never edit the movie because the sound come from the camera. It was not very good, and I don't have the authorization for the end because it was in a police office. And I can't shoot then, so I don't shoot the last scene of my feature film. But for me, it was my feature film, my first movie, because even it's not finished. It's in a way it's my first film, and it's very funny because I saw rushes, not just recently, and it was very strange because I talked to the actors exactly as I talk now. It don't change. It was very similar. So I was very surprised of that. And so this movie was very important because after I shoot it, it was not so important to finish, but I know that I really want to make films. It was very important for me. And I decided to contact a very famous Swiss director, is Alain Tanner. And he was just at the border in Switzerland, and I call him and I say, I want to meet you. He say yes, why not? And give me a meeting in a coffee in Geneva. And then we talk about cinema, and he said it's good that you leave Switzerland, go see the world and make a film school. And so and come back after your film school, and I did that. I go to Brussels in Belgium, and I made a film school there as director, and I come back and I was 2-time second assistant on the film of Alain Tanner. Yes, and so it starts like that. And also, what I saw a movie on television when I was 14. It was a very important film for me. Was L'Argent from Robert Bresson, The Money. I don't know how the English title. And I have not the pretension to say that I understand all the movie, but I was very impressed by the writing, cinematography, with the sound, with the camera, with the actors. They are not actors, but how they played was so strange. And the cinematographic writing gave me emotion as I never had. It was not just the story, but it was really cinema. It gave me emotion. So I was thinking how affinity can be to write a movie with camera and sound. So, and yes, and I forget to say that I was maybe 30 when I discovered that the first movie I saw in theater, I was very young. I was 8 years old, and it was Voyage au bout de l'enfer. I don't know the English title. It's from Michael Cimino. Cimino, during the war, Vietnam War, with the I don't know the name, the title in English. And because I go normally with a friend and the mother of my friend, and I think she wanted to go in to see a child or a teenage movie, and she do a mistake and she don't go in the good theater, not the good room. And so it was Voyage au bout de l'enfer, so it was a very shock because I was just 8 years old. But I think that this film was very unconsciously very important because it marks me in my body very very strong. I was very, not trauma, but I was very shocked by the movie, and in a good way. So those two films were very important. One very constantly was L'Argent from Robert Bresson and Voyage au bout de l'enfer from Michael Cimino. These two films was so important. Yes. At first, it was la Biennale de Venise. It was the Venice Film Festival, and my president was Michael Mann. So I'm a big fan of Michael Mann. So it was so amazing to be with him in a jury. So this jury was amazing. There was also Marina Abramovic. And so we keep in touch now. We are still in touch. So it was and it was at the same time at la Biennale de Venise. So I made the Biennale de Venise with Marina Abramovic and Laetitia Casta, and it was the most crazy Biennale I did, of course, because it was with a view of Marina. And so this film festival was. This jury was amazing. Yes, it was. We were very close. We had the same point of view on cinema, so it was quite easy. And for the Caméra d'Or, also in Cannes, I was a president, so it's not the same. So it's and but we talk, we exchange, so it's yes, it's a small words at what moment in your life. Yeah. And I was also in Berlin Film Festival. I was in the jury of first movie, like Caméra d'Or, but for Berlin Film Festival. Yes. and we were just three, so maybe it's better to be not so much for just one prize, because it's difficult, I think, when we are too much. And for the Berlin Film Festival, it was more simple, maybe. Yes, it's very difficult, I think, to be jury in a film festival, because it's how to say, I do it very consciously, very, it's a work in a way, and who I am to judge movies. So I don't judge movie, never. Even the film I don't think I like, but I try all the time to find something good in the movie and to exchange with the rest of the jury. But at first, I don't try. I'm a spectator, a normal spectator. I'm not sitting in the cinema and thinking, oh, I'm a jury. No, I'm just a spectator, lambda, and I don't want to analyze the film and to. I really want to be normal. Because if I start to analyze, and so it's not good, it's not a good way to when I go to cinema, I don't be focused on the cinematography, and so the film goes through my body, my head, and I think about the film, and I live a moment with the movie after the screening, and I do exactly the same as a jury. I don't put a pressure on me. And I never read the catalog, never. I don't know what I will see, so I don't know where the film comes from. I don't know if this is a director, female or man. I really don't know. And I just sat and a screen, a window open on some place over the world. I like to be surprised and not to. I read nothing about the movie before. And after, it's very difficult to give prize and so. And after the festival, usually I can't sleep because I was so I'd say maybe did we make the good choice and so, and I can't sleep during months really, because I'm very yes. I put myself totally, but usually I try to put on the light films with very singular writing cinema. Yes, that there is a research and a writing, yes, with the cinema. Yes, for me it's very important, and also films who take risk also. Yes. It's usually when you are in film festival, you saw film from example, I don't know, Croatia, or from from Georgia, or sometimes you have a beautiful film lost in the US, France, or Germany film. So it's not so easy to talk about movies or so, but I saw sometimes very, very beautiful movie from more small country of cinema. Yes, and also it's sometimes it's more difficult to make production on those country. Like I think about Georgia, for example. I make a workshop there a long time ago with young, great directors. So, but it's very difficult to receive the money and to make a film. Yes, and I think it's the same here in Peru, because I have the chance to talk with people from cinema, and it don't look like so easy to have a production for a movie. And so yeah, there are films, but sometimes it's difficult that they travel ocean to come in Europe and to discover a movie. Except sometimes in film festival, but with the film distribution, it's more difficult, I think. But I was in Cannes this year, and by accident I go to see a movie. I don't know what it was, and it was a great first movie from a Thailand director, totally crazy, and the name was Useful Ghost. And it's funny and at the same time very political, and this is the ghost who reincarnation in a aspirator, you know, when you so it's totally crazy and very funny, and at the same time it says something about, yes, this country, Thailand, the history of Thailand, and it was really great. And he win the last minute la critique, he wins the prize. So. There is a film few years ago, was at La Quinzaine des Cinéastes, a song without her name from Melanie Leon, and the film received a very good critics in Europe, so it's really great. But it's true, to be honest, that there is not so much Peruvian films we can see in Europe. There is a film festival in Paris, I think, but I live in Brussels, between Brussels and Switzerland, so I don't see. But I'm now, because of this travel, now I will be more focused on a Peruvian film for sure. And also for America Latina, I feel very close from the work of Lucrecia Martel. Yes, Argentina director, and we met in Venice, so it was very, very nice. And La Ciénaga, it's a masterpiece for me, and also the other films. And she's a really great director for me. I was also in Berlin Film Festival in the jury. I was with Michel Franco, a Mexican director. He made also a great movie. And yes, in America Latina, yes, there is really great directors. Like a lot of people, I really love Roma from Alonso Cuarón, and it's so beautiful movie. Yes, there is many I love from America Latina. Yes. In Europe, it's quite the same. In France, Switzerland, Belgium, maybe not UK because it's different, but in those countries, cinema is supported by the state, and so there is an envelope of money, and there is commissions for feature film, documentary, short film, and this is people from cinema who decided which film will be held or not, because there is not infinity money, so people have to make choice, but this is people from cinema. So sometimes we know them, sometimes, but they try to be very neutral, and just to read the script and to give the money on the script they feel that it could be a beautiful movie. So sometimes they're wrong, but sometimes no. So it's and also the TV it support also movies, and also there is part of, for example, in Switzerland, the French part or the German part support also the French speaking movie, and the German part, the German speaking movie from Switzerland, or yes, and c'est le fonds roman for French part, And this is also commissioned with people from cinema. And it's quite difficult because the big commission for Switzerland in l'Office fédéral de la culture, there is 4 languages in Switzerland, but there is 3 Italian, French, and German. So, and this is the same commission. So it's difficult because you have to read script in German or in France or in Italy, and it's not easy to do, but it works like that. And yes, and it's very important to understand is that they put money in the movie, but the movie give money to the, for example, the place where you shoot, because you have a crew, and so you go to in the hotel, you go in the restaurant, you pay a lot of things, so it's good for the place where you shoot. And at the last, the places in the movie would travel around the world. And the government understand that cinema is maybe the best for the image of a country, because it's so easy when it's finished. It could travel everywhere. It's not like theater, it's more complicated. It's great to travel, but cinema is just a discipline that can travel very easily. And so even the film are radical, outdoor film, critics, the government also, they really don't care. It's not their how to say, they don't censure, they don't look at that. They just give money and that's all. And because when you have for example, an author film who travel in the big film festival, for example, Cannes or Berlin or Venice, it's good for the country, because we talk about the country, we talk about we tell story come from this country, so it's like a window from this country in the world. So, and even if it's more radical film or very author film, it's not the problem. It's good because we talk about the country, so it's important. And I think that for me it's very, very important that my film travel. For me it's most important that I ask every time how many countries you sell the movie, because I think cinema is universal. So it's so great to travel with my films and to meet the public, for example, here in Peru or in India or in Georgia or in, I don't know, everywhere in the United States and Japan, everywhere. Because this is a universal language, so it's beautiful when you saw someone from, for example, Uruguay, because I have a retrospective in Uruguay and Paraguay too, and in Brazil last year, and also in Argentina with the Cinematheque a few years ago. And when you have people who cry after the movie and we are not from the same culture, it's so moved, it's so beautiful. We are all human. So it means that, yes, cinema is universal. So it's so important that the film travel. Yeah. For example, my movie, I shoot in Switzerland, for example, Sister. I shoot in the plane, industrial plane, and it's between an industrial plane and a very rich ski resort, but we see the back of a ski resort. We don't see the rich people, we see the poor workers in this place. So it don't give a carte postale of Switzerland, no. And it's important that people, for around the world, people think that Switzerland, it's just bank and chocolate and God. And so it's, but there is a life, there is people behind this carte postale, very beautiful carte postale, and there is stories, also poor stories. And yes, so I don't give a picture of carte postale from Switzerland, but the film was everywhere, was shortlisted at the Oscar. So it's not and Switzerland support the movie.